Part 5 opens up with Ronnie driving Chloe from the airport toward his office. On their way, Chloe tries to tell Ronnie that his friend, Agent Ben, was corrupted and used to work for Reuniting, but Ronnie refuses to believe it. He then mentions that he had a single friend and that too is gone now. Right then, a black car drives near to him, and men wearing backsuits shoot Ronnie right through his head, making his car crash to the side of the road. Chloe gets out of the car and tries to run away, but ends up getting caught by the two officers like men from the black car. Meanwhile, Jackson, Mitch, Jaime, and Abraham along with Ray land at a private airport in Zambia and start looking out for Ray's colleagues. Unfortunately, when they enter an air traffic control office, they find the crew dead on the floor. It seems like the Leopards had attacked the workers and killed them to leave a message for others. Following this, the group collects the useful things available there and sets off to search for a leopard and find a cure for the animal pandemic. In the next scene, Chloe is taken to an abandoned building by the two men and is tied to a chair. To her surprise, Gaspard approaches her and inquires about the rest of her team. When Chloe refuses to provide him with any answer, one of Gaspard's men enters the room and shows her the live footage of her sister's apartment. Gaspard is well prepared to torture Chloe emotionally and extract the information from her. For the last time, he asks Chloe if she would like to cooperate, but she refuses to tell him anything about her team. Enraged, Gaspard calls his man inside Chloe's sister, Natalie's apartment, and urges him to torture Natalie. Chloe is looking at the live footage of the torture, but still stands her ground and does not tell Gaspard about her team's current location. Back in Zambia, Jackson and the team are on their way to search for a leopard and suddenly notice a group of dead people on the branches of a tree. Jackson steps out of the car and takes a closer look at the footprints near the tree and deduces that there are about 7-8 leopards and that the footprints are fresh, which means the leopards are nearby. Jackson then suggests that they are on the right track and need to follow the trails to reach the leopards. The scene then shifts to the night when the group is preparing for their stay in the woods. Ray helps Mitch and Jaime to put up a camp and suggests they remain vigilant and aware because the leopards can arrive there anytime soon. After this, the group decides to guard the camp in turns and take a rest. Later at night, Jackson cannot sleep and walks out to Abraham, who is guarding the place. Seeing him restless, Abraham realizes that Jackson is worried for Chloe and assures him that Chloe is absolutely fine, wherever she is. After some time, Ray hears some sound coming from the bush and assumes that it is of a leopard. He then grabs a tranquilizer gun and enters the bush to take a look around. Jackson wakes up the rest of the group members and asks them to keep an eye around. Suddenly, a group of leopards emerge from all sides and begin attacking, enclosing the group. All of the group members grab a fire stick and try to keep the leopards away from them. Despite this, a leopard attacks Ray and drags him away. The group tries to follow the group of leopards and save Ray, but fails. On the other hand, Gaspard's man continues to torture Natalie and emotionally blackmail Chloe. Gaspard even calls Natalie and tells her that it's all happening because of her sister. Despite this, Chloe doesn't budge and tells him nothing. The following day, when Jackson and the group are looking out for the leopards, he notices a leopard's den and decides to go inside. With Abraham watching his back, Jackson enters the den and finds the dead body of Ray inside. He also notices a leopard's cub roaming around and slowly exits the den with the cub. The group then leaves to find a research center to carry out their experiment with the cub and the mother cell, but on their way, notice that the rope bridge is chewed by the leopards, and they are only left with the longest route to get to their destination. Having no other choice, the group continues their journey. All of a sudden, a mobile phone rings and Mitch realizes that he has mistakenly placed Chloe's phone in his bag. Jackson picks up the phone and gets to know from Chloe's DGSE colleague, Paul, that Chloe is missing with Ronnie shot dead on their way to the FBI office. Next, Chloe asks Gaspard to stop torturing her sister and agrees to give him the location of her crew. She lies to him and tells him that her group is currently in Rajasthan, India, searching for a leopard unharmed from Reuniting Global's medications. Sadly, Gaspard takes a look at the records and finds out that there are no records of anyone flying to Rajasthan in the last 24 hours in a private plane. Chloe tries to defend herself by saying that her team might have changed the plan, but Gaspard does not believe her. He gives her some time to think and tells him the truth, and leaves the room not before threatening to kill her sister if she lies to him again. In the following scene, Jackson and the group are attacked by a group of rebels called the Ndube Army. They stop the group and ask them for money or food. When they realize that the group has nothing to offer, the Ndube Army decides to take Jaime with them. Right then, Mitch injects a kind of medicine into the leopard's cub they retrieved from the den. To the Ndube Army's bad luck, hearing the cub cry, a group of leopards arrive there and surround them. The Ndube Army starts shooting at the leopards, and during this time, Jackson, Mitch, Abraham, and Jaime manage to get into their jeep and leave the place. Sadly, on their way out, Abraham notices that Jackson is mistakenly shot by the Ndube Army and speeds up the jeep to take him to a nearby hospital. The scene shifts back to Chloe, being guarded by one of Gaspard's men. Surprisingly, Delavane arrives there, shoots the guard, and asks Chloe to help him cover the mess he created. At first, she refuses to believe him, but later when Delavane tells her that he has been betrayed by Reuniting, she agrees to work for him. and tells him that her group is currently in Zambia, trying to find a leopard and preparing a cure. After driving for a fair bit of time, Abraham and the group arrive at a hospital in Zambia, but they are sad to find the hospital closed. To their dismay, when they look inside, they notice a variety of animals attacking the patients and the health workers. Luckily, a doctor approaches them and agrees to help Jackson, looking at his critical condition. He also tells the group that they need to be aware as the animals have become smart and are attacking in an intelligent fashion. Following this, Jackson is taken to an operation theater, while Mitch, Jaime, and Abraham try to find a pathology lab to conduct their experiment with the cub. On their way toward the lab, they notice a series of dead bodies which seem to be attacked by leopards. Fortunately, without being attacked, the group manages to enter the pathology lab, but Mitch suggests that he will need a domesticated animal to test the cure. Hearing this, Abraham walks out of the lab, urging the group to not open the door until he returns. Meanwhile, the Lavane takes Chloe to an international meeting where the representatives are discussing the ongoing animal pandemic and assume that it is being caused by a kind of airborne virus. Delavane wants Chloe to present her team's findings and persuade the American government to help them solve the problem. But to their bad luck, when Chloe tells everyone that the animals are behaving strangely because of mutation, none of the representatives believe her and walk out from the meeting room. After getting the canine tooth from the leopard, Mitch begins preparing for the cure, and with the help of an electroporator manages to make it ready. Suddenly, when Jaime opens the lab door to look out for Abraham, a leopard enters the room. Afraid, they manage to leave the room with merely 2 vaccines worth of cure and lock the leopard inside. Abraham also arrives there with a domesticated dog, and the group is now ready to test the cure. In the first attempt, where Mitch injects the dog with the medicine, it shows no effect on the dog's behavior, and the dog continues to remain aggressive. Soon, Mitch figures out that they need to feed the medicine orally to the dog. Surprisingly, when he does the same, the dog stops being aggressive and starts wagging its tail. In the next scene, Chloe and Delavane are taken to a secret place where they meet with Amelia Sage, head of an investigation group, who mentions that she believes in what Chloe explained in the international meeting before. She also assures her that she has her back and will help to keep her team safe from any criminal charges. Amelia also mentions that her team has discovered similar symptoms in animals that Chloe mentioned and believes that Chloe's team is near to finding a cure. On the other hand, Jackson also gains back his consciousness and helps some of the other patients in the room from being attacked by the leopards. Soon, Abraham comes searching for Jackson in the operating room and is happy to find him alive with other patients. Here, Jackson apologizes to Abraham for being a lousy brother and taking stupid decisions. Later, a military group sent by the French government arrives at the hospital and saves the group and takes them to the airport. Eventually, the group is on a plane on their way to Washington, D.C., happy to have found a cure. Sadly, in midair, their plane is attacked by a large group of birds, causing their plane to lose control and crash in the Atlantic Ocean. After the crash, Jaime, who has a piece of metal inserted into her thighs, is rescued by a fisherman and is brought to his home. He takes good care of her and even changes her clothes while she is still unconscious. A few months pass by, and Jaime gains back consciousness. She looks around and realizes that she has been trapped inside a house by an elderly man. She talks to the man and tries to inquire about who he is and where she is currently. To her dismay, the man does not understand English and asks her to remain calm. Afraid, when Jaime notices the man locking the metal fence around the house at night, she attacks the fisherman and steals the key to the fence. She opens the fence, but when she does so, many animals start charging toward her. Luckily, the fisherman arrives there and pulls her back inside the fence and locks it in time. With this, Jaime realizes that the man is actually trying to protect her and keep her safe from the animals. The scene then shifts back to the United States where Jackson, Abraham, Chloe, and Mitch have started living their own lives and believe that Jaime died in the plane crash. The mutated animals have gone rampant and have taken over the streets of the city. Here we get to know that the government has indemnified Reuniting in exchange for their assistance in the fight against the mutation and the animals, while Chloe and her group members have signed non-disclosure contracts in return for immunity for their prior offenses. Mitch can be seen missing Jaime and is sad about not confessing his love for her when she was around. Next, Chloe is working with Amelia and assisting her team to find a leopard in Zambia. To their bad luck, the group trying to capture the leopard is attacked by a large flock of birds, compelling them to enter a structure to hide. Later, Chloe informs Jackson about Amelia's team finding a leopard, and he becomes very happy to hear this. He even imagines finding the cure and starts thinking about ways to spread it to the wide population of animals. During this, he figures out that they need to feed the cure to the prey animals and rely on the animal food chain to spread it to its level of predators. Jackson is walking on the streets, talking with Chloe over the phone, when he notices a group of dogs and cats following him. He then starts running and hides inside an apartment. In the next scene, Chloe and Amelia attend a conference where the American government partners with Reuniting and prepares to launch a project called Noah. In this project, they decide to kill all of the mutated animals around the world and replace them with similar animals synthesized from DNA samples. Chloe despises the vision of the project, but Amelia suggests they remain silent until they find the cure to alter the mutation. Sadly, Amelia gets the news that the leopard retrieved by her team has been taken by Reuniting and is no longer viable to make the cure. After this, we are shown Abraham, who has not contacted his friend for 3 months and is currently taking his client to a hospital for his first chemotherapy session. Abraham now works for a company that drives people to their destination, protecting them from possible animal attacks. During their journey, his client tells him that they should be close to their loved ones and should always take care of them. These words from the dying man hit Abraham hard, and he decides to visit Jackson and his other friends. Following this, Abraham visits Jackson in his apartment and apologizes for not contacting him for such a long time. Jackson tells him that their hope of creating a cure has been doomed as the leopard that Amelia and Chloe's team captured is taken by Reuniting. Hearing this, Abraham suggests they keep on fighting and searching for alternatives to find the cure. In the next scene, Jaime receives a satellite phone as a gift from the fisherman. Later, when Jaime inquires about a little cub of a leopard she had when she got into the plane crash, the fisherman guides her to an enclosed fence and shows her the cub he rescued along with her. Jaime becomes so happy to see the cub, and she immediately calls Mitch to inform him about this. Mitch receives the call but does not believe that Jaime is actually alive. Only after Jaime cusses him, he believes that it is Jaime speaking from the other side. Jaime then tells him that she still has the leopard and the cure, surprising Mitch. Lastly, Mitch reunites with Jackson, Chloe, and Abraham, and all of them are happy to know that Jaime is actually alive. Together, they decide to take a boat trip and travel to Jaime. Chloe tells the group that she has managed everything for their journey and prepares to leave. The episode ends with the group driving away from the city and the mutated animals blocking their way and charging toward them. Subscribe to see more videos like this, turn on the notifications, and leave a like to help the channel out. Thanks for watching.